the stock market, meaning companies, new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. Nuts, they're nuts. They know nothing.
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. No bullshit approach to all financial markets, including NFTs, Bitcoin, and the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market. Today on Market Mania, Coinbase chooses Reddit over the traditional roadshow. Crazy shit. Bitclout launches, LOL. GHVI, Matterport. Wonder what that's going to be. The real economy, and top story, the 10-year is spiked above that 1.7 mark that we were talking about. Matt Glantz, the 10-year, are we in trouble here? He disappeared because the rate went so high. It's crazy.
I'm sorry,
Matt
I lost
Glantz.
you guys.
I know, is because the rate's too high. Everything gets fucked when that thing goes over 10.7
for some reason for like 10 seconds. I'm not sure why. Anyway, what are we talking about? The 10-year? Okay, so
the
this
10-year,
morning,
10.7, it's over that.
So the 10 years at 1.73 right now, 1.73%. That's getting close to 2%. That's going to scare a lot of people. It's up like 0.1% today, which is a pretty big move. Everyone is excited after Powell spoke yesterday, so the market went up because he's not raising rates, and everyone felt reassured when we went home last night. And then overnight, rates started popping up, and this morning came in, the market was blood red, NASDAQ down another 2%. But in my opinion, for these kind of rate rises here, we're getting close to 2%. It's not going to go much higher than 2%, and the market's not sold off that much, even though it feels like tech's getting buried and every day, tech is red because of this. It really hasn't sold that much off from the top. The NASDAQ's not that far from all-time highs. So I think the market's actually handling it really well, and Powell's doing a good job. And I expect the market to eventually forget about the rates for a while. And when the rates calm down, then the market will go up again.
I've been saying that for a long time too, Matt, the last couple of weeks at least, that, hey, man, this isn't that wrecked. Tony, the producer, Dollar General, what is going on here? Welcome to your show.
Hey, well, Matt, you're right. Markets will eventually shrug off this 10-year spike, especially when Powell kicks off the bond buying expansion and removes bank reserves. They'll do whatever they have to backstop this thing. So this is probably an opportunity to buy the dip. But I just wanted to point out the real economy is tanking. The real economy is what's being plundered every time Powell does those bond buying and MMTYCC nonsense. Dollar General, they gapped way down today after poor sales. I'll pull up a chart here. And I think what's happening here, I was talking about it last month, is that once we come out of the pandemic, that's not necessarily a good thing. Everyone was saying the economy was going to take off after the pandemic. We'd have a V-shaped recovery. But the problem is we're going to come out of the pandemic into the real recession that was already kicking off in full speed before the pandemic hit. I mean, this whole thing is fake. And the other thing I'd like to just point you to is there was another one of these articles that said, I can't believe they keep using this word. U.S. weekly jobs claims unexpectedly rise. Every week, there's the same headline, jobs unexpectedly rise. It's another 800,000 jobs lost every week for the last 6 or 7 months. So, Matt, I guess my question to you is, I do believe markets will rise, but do you think they'll survive the hollowing of the real economy long term?
I mean, I have no idea, but I guess we'll see, because it seems like the Fed will do anything to keep the stock market afloat, and I think I don't think it's sort of like misguided. I think what they think is that if they keep the stock market afloat, businesses will succeed. The economy will still keep going, and it will be good for everyone. But it does feel like a lot of people are getting left in the dust. But now you got Biden and his whole team trying to make things right with the people that are less fortunate. So we'll see how that works.
I'll believe that when I see it. Okay, they're trying to make things right for their corporate backers, like always, in my opinion.
You can't ever trust government to fix your shit. You got to do it yourself. But when you say, now, Tony, your view is a little bit more doom and gloom. I mean, this pandemic is over in a couple of weeks here, a couple of months, really, end of the summer. I mean, vaccines spreading, hospitalizations going like tanking. I mean, it's going to be some short-term pain, but we're just going to bounce back. Movie theaters are going to be back. Disney World's going to reopen. Like servers are going to have a job. People will go out to dinner again. I mean, you got a couple more months, right?
My main thesis is that we are opening up into one of the greatest recessions in the history of humankind that's just starting to kick off. I see another decade of pain. I mean, I can be very doom and gloom. I get that, but I think the real indicators underlying all of this are not looking good.
You missed your calling.
I mean,
Zero Hedge. If you need an extra show, this is your man, Tony. If we lose him to Zero Hedge, it's okay. That's where you belong.
There are a lot of signs of excess. So if Tony is right, we're going to look back and be like, oh, yeah, maybe that NFTs shouldn't have sold for $70 million or like 50 other things that have just happened that are all insane.
It was like there was like a basketball player that tweeted about NFTs, and I think I retweeted something like, man, there's a new top signal every day for like the last like 3 months.
That's a sign of the times. We're seeing crash ups, crash downs. And remember, the Venezuela stock market never crashed. Neither did Zimbabwe's. They just kept going up and up and up while people were rooting through the trash looking for their next meal. So that might come to America, but I'll get out of here. Quit bumming everyone out. Let's move on to this
potentially an unfair comparison, but we do appreciate the sentiment. GHVI, Matt, what is it? What the hell is it?
GHVI is a SPAC. We all know about SPACs. It was a $10 SPAC. They did a deal with Matterport maybe, I don't know, a couple weeks, maybe a month ago. The stock went in the mid-20s. It's now back down like every other SPAC. It's down to 15, 16. I love this company. This is my one long-term conviction. Like, this is the one company that I really think has a huge TAM, untapped market, and I love this company. So I own this one in my IRA. The fund owns it. I'm not selling it. There's no price where I'm going to sell it. It's a technology company that has they're trying to digitize digitize interiors. So building interiors, real estate interiors, businesses, homes, anything you can think of, municipal buildings. They're trying to digitize it so it's on the internet. Everything that is visual. You can look back for dimensions for everything. And I think this reminds me of a data capture similar to what Tesla's doing with autonomous driving, where they're going to have such an edge because they're going to have all the data. And this company's going to have all the data in all the buildings across the world. They're way ahead of the game of all the competition.
Did they already SPAC themselves? Is it already?
They already SPACed, yeah.
Okay.
And like every other SPAC, the stock's down. So it's down to $16 now. I got most of it. I got all of it, I guess, under $15, but it's now 16, 15 up today on a down market. I love this one. The technology is there's such a huge addressable market for this in the future. So I think this one is one of those that you can't miss. I know, Brett, you've heard of this one, right? Matterport?
Yeah. So, I've heard of it, but that's about it. But I just bought some.
I'm clicking it in now too. Fuck it. So. It's really a lot of DJs.
You gave a good pitch.
You sold me.
You gave a good pitch.
Fuck it.
Doesn't take much to get you guys going. But yeah. This one, I'm never going to be selling this one. So.
We literally both clicked it in just to watch it. Oh, great pick right there. That's not even a pick. Yeah, but I can't wait to see what he says next.
Hopefully, Tony, were you showing the technology of it? That webpage, because that's pretty impressive. I don't know if the people watching the show can see that.
Yeah, I was clicking around in there.
Okay, you were clicking around and showing it. Okay, good. All right, well, let's move on. That's enough about GHVI.
No, it's good stuff. And yeah, it looks interesting. Obviously, fly around the inside of the old rental property or whatever by the house.
You guys watching the show, check out GHVI. Check out their site. Matterport is the name of the company. Check out Matterport's site. Look at their technology. Tell me what you think. I'm interested in to see what the chat thinks or what people watching. You tweet at me or type in the chat what you think about this company.
Yep. Give that info to Mac Lance. So my screen went just completely schizophrenic green, as it does often. So the next topic is
Bitclout.
BitClout. Oh, Brett
basically-
Ritchie, I saw you teeing off yesterday on the Twitter.
I did a little bit of fuck this company on Twitter yesterday. It's like, so this company is idiotic. It essentially lets you like trade tweets, whether people opt in or not. So I can go trade Elon Musk tweets in this market or whatever. They did this incredibly spammy launch. If you show that next tweet, Tony, no, the one that says the one I put in the Telegram with the diamond hands in it. Basically, you had all right. So to join BitClout, you had to write this stupid tweet with diamond hands emoji that would, I guess, link people to the site. I don't know. I'm losing my train of thought. This is it. Okay, so setting up everyone sends this out in order to get into the site. It's just idiotic. They raised over $100 million. A ton of like wealthy people are joining this, like, which is insane. I don't think there's any market for this. VCs got in at $1 2 weeks ago. Now it's trading at 100 when they opened it to the public. They did basically a pre-mine of all the celebrity tweets with the private cohort that was allowed to. It's like the complete opposite of a fair launch. It's a joke. I mean, this thing, yeah. So this whole thread is really interesting that this guy put out. Then Lawmaster had another tweet where he showed how much money these guys made, but yeah, stay far away from this.
Permissionless tweet selling. So not the VCent thing that Jack launched the other week, but this is actually a bootleg by the tweets. You have to buy the tweets like 2 or 3 times. You have to buy the tweets from the original, from the fucking guy in the back alley selling the tweets. It's ridiculous.
It doesn't even make sense. Like, what Twitter is just going to tell them to fuck off. And it's just idiotic. Like, I don't want to trade Elon Musk coin that he has nothing to do with. That just somebody's like, okay, this is the Elon coin, go trade. That's just a dumb idea, and it's incredibly spammy.
So obviously, I saw a bunch of influencer types in crypto Twitter firing out that BitClout claimer of some sort.
Yeah.
Still unsure what it is. When I go to the site now, it says you need a password.
They're going to make some money from it. But there's people I know with like 9-figure net worths that were tweeting this shit out, and that's just ridiculous to me. Unless they're seeing something I don't see, it just looks like they're just trying to dump on their followers basically by tweeting that out.
I wanted to sign up and fuck around with it just to see what it was. I learned by doing, but the site looks completely fucked, and obviously the permissionless tokenization of tweets. What do you really own? That's the conversation it launches. What are you buying?
I don't even think it's the tweets. It's the influencer token. Like, there's not multiple Elon. There's one token for Elon. You're trading Elon's social status, whether he wants you to or not. It's idiotic.
I don't understand it either. Maybe there's always willing to think that maybe there's something missing. Look at Glance can't
Breaking
breathe.
news,
Glance
guys.
can't
Breaking
breathe.
news. TCAT is halted for news pending. It's halted for an hour. So we're going to see some news coming out with TCAT.
I sold mine at
37.82. Not the normal 5-minute halt where it's just for volatility. This is news pending.
Oh, I wish I had your shares right now. I love action like this.
I dumped them. I sold them this morning. So now I'm cheering for negative news, I guess. So I made the right move.
We are actually not into NFTs. It was non-farting toilet paper. That's what our NFT was. But we will see what that was a fire pick from Sharp Richie right there yesterday. What is it? Triple? You got a 4x out of it since yesterday?
I got in it. I got a 4x, but when I touted it, it's like a 3x.
Oh, well.
If we did
3x since yesterday.
If we did a show Tuesday, it would have been a 4x.
3x since yesterday. This is a batshit story to round out the day here on Market Mania. Coinbase is choosing. Is it a Reddit AMA over the traditional? Is that really what they're doing? They're just doing an AMA?
Yeah.
Absolutely insane versus the traditional roadshow process. Usually a company, before they go IPO, they grab their iBanking partners. They go up to Goldman Sachs. They go up to Morgan Stanley, bunch of bitches. And they're like, hey, take us around to the conferences. Where's the big buyers? Where's the final bidders out there? And they hype that shit before it goes to IPO. This time, because Coinbase is breaking all the rules. They're the bad boy. Brian Armstrong is just going to take this shit to Reddit and be done with it. Direct list it. Give me my 100B, valuation. Let's go ahead and put me on that Forbes list. Put me on that, on that the trace comma list, and away you go. So is that really what's happening, Brett? I didn't even really read this. Whenever I see Brian Armstrong's face, I'm like, yeah. Just can't read it.
Yeah.
A turn off.
They're doing 3 days of questions on Reddit. You can submit questions for 3 days, and then they're going to answer them in a video session, and it is in lieu of a road show. So, I mean, Reddit, by the way, it wasn't on life support, but like a couple years ago, it was kind of it wasn't really brought up nearly as much as it is now. It's been a major part of a lot of these stories, especially on Wall Street, and so I think it's just interesting. The power of Reddit is like, it's kind of like Twitter's dropping the ball to some extent. Like, I feel this should be where Twitter shines, or Facebook, but Reddit, I think that's like a pretty big win for Reddit.
I mean, the normies started getting on Reddit 10 years ago, and then a lot of the OGs were like, oh, now Reddit's done. But now 10 million strong on Wall Street bets, doing road shows for Coinbase on there. The guy that started it, obviously R.I.P. Aaron Schwartz, but also Alex Ohanian, he's dating Serena Williams. That's how much Reddit has blown up.
They're married, man. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Don't really care. Don't care what the Royals are doing either. All right. Coinbase choosing Reddit. Yep. Get your investment advice on Reddit. Actually, that's actually where investment that is investment advice, by the way. This show is not investment advice. A Reddit-based roadshow actually is investment advice by the legal definition of such in the current dystopia that we live in. So with that, I think we need to affix our OSHA-approved safety glasses. I think it's time for a Mr. Rogers-like wardrobe change, because it is the do your own research.
Whoa.
Not.
Hang on, we just got a 200-pound super from Zunin Zhang. I'm sorry I butchered that name. Matt.
Alan Zhang. He's a poker player.
Yeah.
Fucking, what do we do for
Thank
that?
you, Alan.
You get to be a host. Like, I don't even know what you do for a 200 spot.
Thank you, Alan. That is a pretty nice gift to the guys, and we appreciate that. That'll go to Tony, the producer. He could really use it because he works hard on this show. The three of us kind of just like show up, but Tony puts it all together. So Tony's going to really appreciate that, Alan, and I really appreciate that from you. That's really nice.
A show-stopping super I don't even know how that happens or what that does.
100 pounds. That's probably like $250 or something. That's
but
nice.
Tony is going to be the sponsor for the Market Mania pick of the day for today. Further evidence that we are in a clown market. Just on this show, we're getting $200 super likes. So that is, again, a sign, another top signal right there. Matt Glantz, what is your pick of the day?
GHVI, it's course holding, but it's going to be Matterport in a matter of probably 2 months. They'll probably merge. So we talked about it earlier. Love this company, love the technology, the long-term hold for me. This is not investment advice, but it's an investment of mine.
All right, Brett Ritchie, how are you going to follow up yesterday's 3-bagger, and it's halted potentially with fantastic or terrible news? You never know in this game.
Yeah.
What are you going to hit us with today?
I don't can repeat those kind of gains, but I'm rolling with Dollar General. I like buying this dip here. Dollar General basically replaces Walmart and grocery stores in a lot of rural areas that Walmart won't go into because they're too small. So I think Dollar General has a pretty safe monopoly on the types of areas they operate in. So I like buying the dip.
$42 billion entity right there. Did not know Dollar General was at that level.
Yeah, they're crushing.
I don't even know if I've ever been in a Dollar General, actually. Not just because of like a brag, but I don't live there. But all right, so I'm going to go with SPY, the S&P 500. That's kind of phoning it in for a day, sure. But I was just talking to my man, bug bounty killer. And then he's like, what do I do? I'm like, put it into SPY. Forget about it. Go back to your regular work. Like, you don't need to change careers just because you're investing now. If you want to, that's fine. But if you don't, just put it in the SPY. forget. Don't waste your life doing what we do. You know, why would you do this? And that's some good fucking advice right there.
Hey guys, an extra pick of the day from my last minute pick, just sent in, just firing in from my good friend Lee, a professional trader, and you guys will love this one. I don't touch the five letter names, but Brett's going to be all over this. CINGF, Sing F. I don't know what the hell they do, but it's up monstrous today. I think it's only got a $5 million market cap, so it's perfect for you guys.
CINGF.
49 cents.
5 million.
Yeah, when you have
Where does that even trade at $5 million market cap?
It's a pinks.
Unfortunately, Lee told me about it yesterday when it was in the 35 cents or something, but he just told me again. He's like, it's fine. So I'm giving you Lee's famous pick.
Listen, kids out there, when you see the fifth ticker, you generally want to run the other way. It usually signals OTC, pink sheet stuff. This is the Wild West of the Wild West. All right. That's the Keno corner of the largest casino in the world, is the 5 ticker symbol area. You got some grizzled old degens that have been firing for 30 years, never hit nothing, still come back every day. That's what that is. All right. Anything else, Glance? You good?
I'm good.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for another Market Mania, Thursday, March 18th, 2021, in the middle of a pandemic here. Not going to see that very much in your life, hopefully. We're going to leave you with one from DJ Skrilla. DJ J Skrilla, also known as Rare Skrilla, and has some DJ Pepe connotation too. His banger, Sound Money, and it goes something like this. The problem is you're thinking of it as an economic story. Once you start thinking of it as a crime story, you get it. Like and subscribe to this show right here on YouTube. Follow us on both TikTok and Twitter at Market Mania Show. And we'll see you tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow. But for now, it's lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold, or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard, got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury, however turn it, where I would turn it. Can't lie like this is to be burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine should've looked the other way. Couldn't clear space and my mind was afraid of the time. Strobe lights like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now, how about tonight?